Hey guys, before we start the video, I'd like to say that we have a GoFundMe in the description because my cat got really sick. She's a rag doll. She's 3.5. Her name is Minnie, short for miniature, MINI. She's really small. She either has some kind of disease or cancer, and we already spent $7,000 on medical care. She had to get surgery and some tubes in her. So it would be great if you guys help out with that. But yeah, anyways, let's start into the video. So this episode of Groovity Fails is called The Shallow Start. It begins with Sweaty, Dippin' Dots, Sus, and Stain cooking alive in the Mystery Shack, ready for a hot, uneventful day indoors. But then a miracle happens. Tony Irresolute announces opening week at the Groovity Fails pool, and after a few inconveniences, they're off to the pool. So they arrive at the pool, and Sweaty instantly notices this dude. Sus reveals that he is this mysterious guy that never leaves the pool, ever. But I mean, does he sleep in the pool? Does he eat food that fell in the pool? Does he leave the pool to go to the bathroom? But then again, it's only been open for a few days, so... Anyways. So, Sweaty thinks this guy is cool and she's gonna try to make him her boyfriend. I mean, I think she should be more cautious after the Norman incident, but okay, I guess. So Sweaty goes to do that. However, Dippin' Dots isn't very hopeful about the whole ordeal. Then, Stain gets
brutally assaulted by a war balloon,
which was thrown by none other than Windy. So, it turns out that Windy is working at the pool now, and that they need a new assistant lifeguard. And after Dippin' Dots stares at her for an incredibly long amount of time, he suggests that he could become the new assistant lifeguard. Windy is thrilled by the idea, but informs him that he will have to check with Mr.
Poop
Check. And oh my stars, is he buff! Dippin' Dots is obviously intimidated by Mr.
Poop Check,
but decides to ask him anyway. Meanwhile, the mysterious pool guy is just calmly drinking lemonade.
When Sweaty bursts out of the water like a shark lunging for its prey
and tries to make conversation.
So we find out this guy has a cool accent and can speak Spanish. And after racially misclassifying him, they actually start a good conversation, of which Sweaty immediately wants to take him out on a date. But it turns out he's got a secret or something, so he swims away with his pool float. Sweaty is sad, but determined to find out his secret. Meanwhile, Dippin' Dots has just finished sharing his reasons with Mr. Poop Check for why he'd make a good lifeguard assistant. Mr. Poop Check warns Dippin' Dots the dangers of being a lifeguard assistant, and after ripping off his arm like a middle-aged Ken doll, I think Dippin' Dots gets the picture. And so, he is appointed lifeguard assistant. Over a distance away, Stain is showing Sus the perfect lawn chair. Amazed with his luck, he prepares to sit down, but just before he can, Baby Blue Diva takes it from him. Enraged, Stain tries to yeet him into the pool, but gets thrown into pool jail by Windy. Windy and Dippin' Dots then start roughhousing, but Dippin' Dots fears that Mr. Poop Check will catch them, and Stain briefly chats with his cellmates. Sweaty then sneaks up on the mysterious pool guy and offers him a sandwich for his secret, and he reveals that he is a merman, which, I mean, isn't actually that bad. At least it's not another Mormon incident. But unlike the Norman incident, Sweaty is actually really chill with this, and after racially misclassifying him again, dang Sweaty, you're gonna get me cancelled. He says his name is Romando, which we could call him Hombre de Pez, but instead we'll call him Merman Dude because it's easier to say. He can also play the guitar. Man, this guy is cool! So Sweaty asks him how he got trapped in the pool, and man, it is a really odd chain of events, so I'm gonna speedrun it as well as I can. Okay, here we go. So basically he was swimming with his fish friends in the Gulf of Mexico when he got caught by these two sailor guys who decided that they were going to eat and transport him. and somehow he ended up in Oregon, where he got licked by deers to survive, got shot down a pipe, and crashed through some trees and landed in the pool. So, yeah, after that heavy-handed explanation, they talk about how much they like each other and yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Marco Polo. Meanwhile, Stain is out of pool jail and plotting his revenge on Baby Blue Diva, and he tries to set Baby Blue Diva's hair on fire, which Baby Blue Diva defects, and Stain falls into the pool. Meanwhile, Windy and Dippin' Dots trick Sus into believing that the inflatable pool ducks are alive, of which they find very amusing. The pool then closes, Dippin' Dots locks up the supplies, and Sweaty promises Merman Dude that she'll meet him later that night. You know, I wonder why Mr.
Poop
Check isn't ordering Merman Dude out of the pool. Convenient. That night, Sweaty arrives back at the pool, but not without damaging the pool supplies and trespassing. And after Sweaty talks about her family, her life, and offends Merman Dude at least one more time, Merman Dude longs for his family and to be back in the sea. Sweaty asks why he can't leave the pool. I mean, I don't know, it's not like he doesn't have legs and needs water to survive or anything. But yeah, he did try before, but let's just say it didn't, go well. So the next day comes and Windy and Dippin' Dots are causing mischief at the pool. But Mr.
Poop check.
catches them. Dippin' Dots is in trouble now and on very thin frozen water atoms. Also, you know how I said Sweaty broke some pool equipment? Yeah, well, Dippin' Dots is facing the consequences for that too. And tonight he has to be on a stakeout to make sure the supplies are safe. Meanwhile, Sweaty is playing volleyball with Merman Dude, but he's depressed now and missing his family. Sweaty sees this and she can't stand it, so she puts her foot down and declares that they are busting him out of the pool tonight. That night, Dippin' Dots is on stakeout when Stain cuts the barbed wire fence and breaks in. Dippin' Dots then accuses Stain of being the one who's breaking the pool supplies, but no, he just wants to take the perfect lawn chair before Baby Blue Diva comes. But then threatens vandalism, so Dippin' Dots tries to stop him, but fails.
Nope.
Then Sweaty unlocks the supply shed, saying that her plan is to transport him in the cooler in the golf cart, and he gets in. Dippin' Dots then runs up to Sweaty, and she shuts the cooler. He asks if Sus is there too, as a rhetorical question, and, unironically, Sus then jumps the fence, of which Dippin' Dots politely asks him to leave, of which he is unable to.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Dippin' Dots asks Sweaty why she is here, of which she straight up lies to his face, saying there's no reason, but Dippin' Dots hears the cooler making sussy baka noises. Dippin' Dots orders Sweaty to give back the cooler, but she tricks him with the classic, "Hey, look over there," and drives away. Dippin' Dots then proceeds to chase Sweaty, and there's this really cool scene of building up to the climax, but I can't show more than a few seconds without getting copyrighted. Oh, and also Stain took the perfect lawn chair, and it is petty enough to wait there for the next 15 hours until the pool opens. We're really doing this, huh? Alright. Anyways. Then Dippin' Dots demands Sweaty hand over the cooler, of which she strongly declines, and Dippin' Dots just wants to know why. Why? And after a quick explanation, she rolls Merman Dude out of the cooler, and he then starts dying. And Dippin' Dots then gives Merman Dude reverse CPR.
Ha! Gay!
Then Merman Dude asks why they didn't just, chuck him into the lake, which leads Dippin' Dots to start questioning his life choices.
And then they throw him off the docks.
And into the water. But Merman Dude's got a cough. So Sweaty guilt trips and screws Dippin' Dots over one final time. So Dippin' Dots gives Merman Dude the microphone and they all say goodbye and blah 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 blah. And the episode finally wraps up. Oh, and it turns out that Baby Blue Diva was planning for Stain to take the perfect lawn chair, so he super glued it.
A few hours prior, so Stain is stuck.
Oh, also Dippin' Dots and Windy lose their lifeguard jobs. Yep, so yeah. That's where this ends. Oh, and I've said this a few times in my older videos, but I want to make it my official outro. Vixens, dogs, and kits alike, it's time for me to say goodbye. See you next time.